It's pushy, loose, and hard to start, but Tobey Butler's Ford leads this race over the Dodge of Bob Keselowski, which has never been this good in a NASCAR Supertruck race. And then comes the first Chevy, as that is Jones in third. Rick Carelli is fourth. The series point leader, Skinner, starts fifth on the restart. Joe Ruttman, the early leader, has held on for sixth. Sedgwick has spun once, but his seventh. Portgay has crashed twice, but his eighth will take on back through the rest of the field. It's been that kind of night. Benny, how do you approach the last 99? What do you do differently after the break?
Well, my concern right now for Tobey Butler, he has a new crew chief this week on that 21 Ortho truck. I just hope that they didn't over-adjust or something like that and get the truck in a loose or pushing condition, because he and the crew chief, this is the first race they've worked together. I think they're doing a great job so far, but we want to see him be right there at the end of the race.
Quick update from Marty Reed.
Well, guys, they're going to have a little trouble communicating. We found out from the team that, first off, the problem with the restart, well, he just flooded the motor, but they also discovered his earpiece is swimming around inside his helmet. At speed, he can't hear him, so they're not going to be able to communicate at all.
If I were the crew chief, I think I'd only have one word of instruction for my driver. Duck. You know, keep your head down.
I was seeing Mike Bliss in the Ultra Wheels car, and underneath his right arm, if we could see that, it has a little message to Stan Fox that says, there it is. There you go. Get well, Stan.
Get well, Stan. And, of course, that sentiment reflected not only from the open wheel community, of which Bliss and Fox are fellow members, but I think throughout the racing world. Here's Butch Miller. Haven't heard a lot from Butch tonight. He is second ranked in the points, just 3 off the pace. But look how nice and clean and straight that truck is. He who keeps out of trouble right will do well. The green is back out. We're back underway at Louisville. Restart on lap 102. We'll see what Butler has as we go back to green. Well, you know, those 2 lap trucks that went by on the inside. Rezendes and Hornaday get a lap back. The yellow truck of Butler is the leader. Keselowski picks up right where he left off. And here comes Carelli up the inside. Number 6. Maybe ready to win one of these things.
Number 6 on the inside of P.J. Jones takes a spot away. Skinner and Jones making some contact down the back.
Skinner got off in the grass, emulating his truck owner Earnhardt in the Winston at Charlotte Motor Speedway a few years ago, but that was more of a save than anything else.
No, Childress owns that truck. Earnhardt owns the 16 truck.
I'm sorry. I knew I was going to make that mistake. You said car once, I made that mistake. I see that black green, it says Earnhardt all over it to me, but of course Earnhardt is the owner of the 16. The remains of the 16 are rumbling around here with a lap back right in front of Butler. I think last time we counted he was 6 down, but still in there scrapping because there's a championship waiting, and that is what is on the mind of Ron Hornaday. He's got Rezendes up on the outside of the leader. This could get wild. The Papa John's team going out the back end. What the leader looks like as Butler tries to get back around him. Butler has put Rezendes back a lap down. Looks like that truck's okay to me.
Looks like it's okay.
29's the one in trouble. What's up with Keselowski? Here he comes.
Oh, what's up with him? He's on the outside. That's what's up with him. Meanwhile, Carelli's trying to get by. I think the 16 and some contact, and once again some contact, and Carelli takes the lead.
Keselowski got into the back of Butler. We were looking for smoke off Keselowski's truck. He rear ends him again a little bit as PJ goes to second spot. Skinner comes to third. We'll take another look at that one for sure. Childress is smiling now. Look at his man Skinner in that black 3. As he moves into the top 3, the leader Butler has had big trouble. And we'll get another look at how this all got started. Benny?
There we see Keselowski on the outside. He tries to go on the outside. We do see some smoke out of the 29. Now, some contact. Those 2 trucks make contact, and there goes the first 3 trucks by.
Skinner looked underneath there.
Spin, the leader spin, and Skinner goes by and takes the lead. There we see the leader, Hornaday, and the leader.
Carelli was
and
the
Hornaday,
leader.
yes.
And Hornaday got involved in it. The lap truck owned by Earnhardt, and at the end of this incident, it is Skinner who comes out on top. Sometimes there is no substitute for being in the right place at the right time. Carelli got to lead it for a lap and a quarter. Hornaday is stopped and doesn't appear to be coming back to life. Here's how it started.
Some contact between Hornaday and the 16 and the 6 of Carelli.
Right in front of all the traffic. Carelli goes around. The lead disappears. More contact behind him. Hornaday's not getting refired, and I'm not sure what now it's running. Yeah, he's got it back.
Looks like the right front might be flat on that truck. Or it's just...
Looking like a pig, so I don't know if I done it or not.
Yeah, the right front's flat on Hornaday's truck.
I've got to take a look at it. She's all laid over on the right front.
Now that's Hornaday's crew we're hearing on the radio.
That was Doug Richard talking to him, said, bring it in. We got to check it over.
Give me a tire, boys.
Give me a tire. Yeah, you bet.
A right front.
Did nothing right.
He had successfully unlapped himself on the restart after the halftime break, but that was one of a number of laps. At last count, 6 or 7 down. And let's go to Marty. Maybe we can find out more about what's up with Keselowski.
Well, according to the team, the breather has melted. He's literally got oil sort of overflowing, and that's spilling down on the motor, and then that's what's causing the smoke that you're seeing. I don't know if NASCAR's going to let him stay out. As of now, he's still out there.
Looks like the left front's flat on that truck, but I guess it's just low on air pressure.
He's all beat up in the left. Of course, it was Keselowski up alongside the former leader, Tobey Butler, that got this thing started. We'll take a break and come back with more from Louisville Motor Speedway. We're back at Louisville. We're about to go back to green. The series leader, the winner of 3 races this year, Mike Skinner, has emerged after being involved in the first incident of the night. Lead, and Rick Carelli, number 6, starts last on the lead lap as they go back to green. 114 laps down. Skinner out front and looking bullet fast. Miller, you saw number 98 buried back in the traffic, but look how Skinner got away from him on the restart, and he's got the lap truck of Rezendes between him and the second place man, P.J. Jones.
Tell you what, Skinner might vanish into the night if they're not careful here.
He is going to be gone. Okay, now P.J. finally will get around Rezendes and set sail. P.J. told me earlier today that they didn't qualify particularly well, but he said he wasn't surprised they didn't really worry much about qualifying. They set up for long runs. I'm not sure what you call a long run in a race like this one's been.
15 laps.
15 tops, I guess.
Now we see that 29 truck smoking once again. As Marty Reed reported from the pits, that the oil was coming out the valve cover, the breather on the valve cover, and on the exhaust system, and smoking.
And apparently not causing a problem for anybody, at least in the judgment of NASCAR, because they have not thrown any kind of a blow. I'd say that's a pretty fair amount of smoke, though.
That's a 5th place truck as he goes by Rezendes on the outside.
Got within a fender's length of being the first place truck in that last run. Look at the lead that Skinner has opened up over P.J., although actually I guess that lead is probably closing back down a little now. P.J., with the traffic out of the way, may have picked up a truck like that lap. Butler is finally loose in the traffic and into 3rd.
And there we see the best race on the track right now is the 3rd place race between Tobey Butler in the 21 and the 84 of Joe Rudman. It looks like that 21 truck is just a little too tight. He's pushing right now.
The pushy loose truck is pushy for the moment. Keselowski moving up off the group. He's in his oil, isn't he?
Looks like he was in oil or flat tire or something. He's black flag. NASCAR has black flag. The 29 truck as Rutman goes by and takes over 3rd place.
That's for position. That's for 3rd. Rutman's been pretty quiet here after getting involved in that untimely incident that Ernie Irvin described at the halftime break. Rutman, the wily veteran, has put Butler led at the break behind him and is pulling away rather rapidly. The field have strung out here as the leader Skinner got away. Rezendes held up Jones for a bit. Now P.J. is loose and chasing. And up to 3rd goes Joe Rudman. Butler has slipped to 4th, and I expect he's a fair bit frustrated at this point because I think maybe, Benny, you're exactly right. I think they tuned it backward at the break.
It looks like they've got the truck just a little bit. I said car, didn't I? Truck just a little bit too tight. Meanwhile, back where we see the 31 Sprague, 98 of Butch Miller, and Rick Carelli all trying their best to get back to the front.
A little bit of what we had expected to perhaps see early if somebody had it hooked up, and in qualifying it looked like Skinner did. There was some concern that the leader might just take off and everybody else would get stuck back there in some kind of a single file deal, not be able to go anywhere. Well, for the first 114 laps, that certainly wasn't the case. A little contact there between Carelli and Miller. Witness from the on-truck camera of Mike Bliss. He's giving it a pretty good run. Goes up the inside. Said, I'm tired of watching you guys. I want to pass you both.
Wow, 3 abreast. And he makes that pass. Good run by Mike Bliss, the Ultra Wheels truck. There we see Bob Strait, the 37 truck.
Talked to one of the guys on the crew today about Mike Bliss, and he said, man, we're sure glad to have that guy. We thought we'd about lost him to Chevy, but we managed to get a deal with him, and Mike Bliss has moved that team, or they have moved that team. Jimmy Smith, the owner, has moved that team down to Concord, North Carolina, and Bliss is looking for a place to live, and he is a full-on member of the NASCAR community. He will drive 2 more open-wheel races this year.
And